And we are back with some more Eliminator streams. I'm in a new location. Got some new gear. Let's make sure the mic is working. Everything is fine here on the live side. And I'm just doing a quick stream here, mainly to test settings. Gotta love making sure that everything is working with the internet, with StreamYard, with all that nonsense. So we're just gonna do a quick stream, draft one Eliminator tonight, and then we will go back to, hopefully, as long as everything goes well, regularly scheduled streams. So I'm going to quickly make sure that the sound is working and everything. Alrighty. Sounds good to me. So, yes, the internet here is a little bit more suspicious than elsewhere, and it is certainly louder than I would like it to be. We got people driving by outside in their little, like, souped up sports car things. I'm hoping that you guys can hear that. That's part of the joy of this style of microphone, is that you generally are only hearing what is me talking to you on my face. But I don't know. Oh, this is interesting. Just looking at the Eliminator ADPs, because I haven't drafted in a little while. McCaffrey, like, being a clear number 5 over JSN is interesting. And CeeDee Lamb, like Ashton GT pulling up over CeeDee Lamb is interesting. Justin Jefferson, like, being solidly behind James Cook is interesting. Everything else seems pretty reasonable. All these running backs are still completely juiced to the ceiling. Josh Allen, for some reason, is more expensive here. I hope to end with 0 Josh Allen in the Eliminator. Yeah, Malik Neighbors with good injury news, but still going relatively late. He's going right behind Scary Terry, which I think is actually a decent spot. I might be buying Neighbors at this point, like behind Waddle, behind Evans, behind McLaurin. Like, since we've gotten some good health news on him, that might be a spot that I try and attack a little bit here. We'll see if it works out that I can. Yeah, usually the black screen is worrying for me, but this time it's because Underdog is not loading, not because the stream is not loading. And I can't really affect the speed of Underdog loading. But we're only waiting for 2 people here, which is nice. I can deal with only waiting for 2 people. Get this done. Everything seems to be going well, which is nice. I was quite worried that there would be, like, big problems, but doesn't seem like we got big problems. The only thing is trying to figure out the noise, see if it's a lot of noise or not. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Got a little Dalmatian slow that we can make a pick in. We're really ending a lot of the little Dalmatian slows, which is nice. Tank Dell. Yeah. Oh, I need to let the sidekick in on my exposures again. How do I go back from here? Can I? Eliminator. Exposure data saved. There's no back button here, which is kind of annoying. Am I just not seeing it? I don't know. Like, once you click on exposure, maybe there's like an X somewhere. I don't know. I don't need to know. It's fine. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I will say, underdog is being slow. But we've got our Eliminator set up. We're up in 5 picks. Just go ahead and grab Tank Dell here quick. Where'd it go? There. Still 5 picks away. Going to the draft. Alrighty. Should be good. So we're at the 1.7. It goes Gibbs, Bijan, Chase, Puka. Pretty standard. You would expect the next picks to be McCaffrey and Jigba Taylor. But I will take Amon-Ra over Jonathan Taylor. And I'll feel pretty good about it. Amon-Ra is just really good at throwing in those receiver weeks. All right, we got it. I think I just need to trust the internet, not spam click it and be like panicking or anything. Yeah, Cook's getting pulled up a little bit more. I may have to reconsider being so incredibly out on him and maybe just be a little bit out on him. Like, instead of ranking him way down here, maybe rank him at like 14. Like, instead of at the back of this tier of like round 2 running backs, you just have him somewhere else. Yeah, I'm hoping I should get new Eliminator ranks out sometime this week, is my hope. You know, camera's not working, or camera's not where I want it to be. Yeah, it's like I want to be here. That's the other thing, is like I'm in a new desk, new chair, just trying to make sure that like the camera's in the right place, that I'm like, when I'm talking to you guys, I'm looking at you. Stuff like that. That's for me to go back and watch the video and make sure everything's all right. We're coming back here. I definitely would want Henry, Etienne, or Walker if they come back. Get those nice projected running back points. George Pickens at the 2.3. Taking both Dallas wide receivers. Okay. I did enter an eliminator. Of course, I entered an eliminator. Right. Yeah, these ADPs don't feel like BBM style contests. So we got Chase Brown going to the Jonathan Taylor drafter and the James Cook drafter. By ADP, we'll probably pick Henry. If he doesn't, I want Henry. And then I'm probably going to disagree with the sidekick and go Walker over Etienne. It is close. I do like the A-Chain, but he is also a week 6 buy when I already have a week 6 buy player. It's crazy that now Brock Bowers gets buried. It's like if you take Brock Bowers at the 18th pick, he's fine. But if you had the 20th pick, because now you have a wide receiver and a running back, buries the tight ends. I don't get it. I don't know what the sidekick's up to there. But hey, whatever. Yeah, let's get back to the board. It's pretty, like, the only crazy thing is this guy at the 10 hole doing Lamb Pickens. I don't know about that. It's just like, I get the late buys, and I like, because of the late buys, I can understand that. But just any week that the Dallas passing attack is like bad, like, it just takes one game for Dak to go, 145 and 0 and a loss. And then your first 2 picks are, giving you effectively 0 on your team, and you're now worried about your like running backs, even when they do have decent weeks. So yeah, not my not my liking, but the standard eliminator run on running backs. Love Javante, Brees Hall, Kyron. I'm getting less and less into these guys just as a group, and like some of the guys that I don't like in this 1-2 turn range, like Chase Brown. Like, I'm starting to think that maybe even for this format, they're being overcosted, and that's why you should really be in on Gibbs, Bijan, running backs in the first round that you're like excited about, McCaffrey, and then for me, this like Barkley, Gene T. Hampton tier. I mean, Kenneth Walker is like, and Derrick Henry are like kind of in that tier. They're like in the like their own little mini thing. By my ranks, it's Travis Etienne. The sidekick is wanting Trey McBride. My lean is to go Etienne. Mainly because I've been drafting Etienne on the assumption that Kamara's going to be there, so like I don't really change my price that much. Yeah, it's been rough not doing it for a week. I'm honestly thinking that I'm going to start doing some multi-tabling streams, which I'm not sure if that's going to be good content or not, but I do want to get through them all. And once I'm like comfortable in my setup and comfortable in, my ranks and stuff, we may just be like churning through drafts. The other thing is it may just be something that's nice to like talk about during the draft. Like you can like just talk about different drafts and different pockets of it, and it's easier to talk and stuff. Yeah, I wasn't sure anyone was going to come out for this little surprise stream, so it's good to see you here, McNova. Trying to do a little stealth with the settings, but I assume everything is going well. It looked good when I was checking on it, so I'm happy about that. I really like the 11 holes team. I think Barkley and Jacobs are like running backs that are not too overinflated in their price in this format, and Garrett Wilson and Jefferson are two really, really good running backs. Sorry, really, really good wide receivers. Yeesh! You haven't been able to tell. I've been driving for 10 days, so my brain is getting these players wrong, which is not good. Not good, folks. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, this guy in the 9 hole is just a bunch of players I have questions about. I'm not super excited to draft, especially these first 3 picks. Like, you get Rashee Rice, who is like a proven wide receiver 1 in a good offense. And then right after him, you have Egbuka, who is very unproven by comparison. So it says I'm not doing T. Higgins. I've been more and more into Waddle, and I think the market is like really chasing. So I think I will go ahead and grab a Waddle share. And by that, I mean I will auto draft T. Higgins. Whoops. T. Higgins not bad. He is top of my ranks. I think he's a good pick there. I don't love the double week 6 buys at receiver, but I'm not really worried about having to deal with that later in the draft. Is the other thing. Like, I don't know. There's not a lot of later Detroit or Cincinnati pass catchers that I'm into. Like after Chase and Higgins, there's not really anyone. After St. Brown and JMO, and I'm not picking JMO on this team. I wasn't going to pick JMO on this team if I picked Waddle. So Waddle does go. I'm curious where Neighbors went because it seems like no, I'm on my ranks, so Neighbors may still be here. Where's Neighbors? Neighbors is still here. I mean, I feel like it is a very different bet on Neighbors if he is not on PUP. Like, if he actually shows up to training camp, is not on PUP, like, we get to feel at least somewhat optimistic about his health. Like, that seems like a very, very different bet than we had a couple of days ago, at least in my mind. And I am like, I've circled around to like these updated and accurate. I've circled around to being reasonably in on Neighbors. Surprised I have absolutely zero Travion. I'm not like shocked, but I am a little bit surprised. It seems like the market is still saying that, because he is still injured. It's like it's not the expectation is not that he's like a full go, ready for everything to happen at the start of training camp. So I don't know. It's a bit odd. I will say Jadarian Price going ahead of Travion is interesting. So by ADP it's Lamar and then Travion. By my ranks it's Lamar and then Watson, JMO, Romadunze. I might get. I don't want to have zero Travion. This seems like a good place to pick him. I definitely want to address my receiver room, but the best way to address my receiver room there was probably Christian Watson, and not in zero chance I get him back. And there's not that big of a difference between Watson and Carnell Tate or Romadunze in my mind. So hopefully we get one of those guys to come back. If we have to do, in this Marvin Harrison Metcalf tier for the rest of our wide receiver, it's a reasonably likely scenario that someone's going to be getting, your Mays, Daniels, Burrows of the world. Someone's going to be getting Warren, and people are going to be interested in gobbling up running backs because people are always interested in gobbling up running backs way ahead of ADP. I mean, it's crazy. Travion and Ramondre both going in the 5th round and just like back to back. That is mainly the guy in the 10 hole getting his guys. Went Lamb, Pickens, McBride, Swift, Stevenson. I mean, other than the first 2 picks being severely correlated in terms of your single game downside risk, it's not a bad team. Like pushing everything onto that week 14 bye. It's not bad. If I was looking at my team, I'd be like, you need to land the plane on this. If I'm assuming this is Neil Farley. It is interesting. Yeah, I would have. I wish he would have let me have McCaffrey. I wasn't going to take Devonta Smith. I don't think that he's that good, even in this format. McConkey was definitely on my radar with that pick, and absolutely no way I was taking Colston Loveland there. Sidekick says, I want Tony Pollard. I don't know if I agree with the sidekicker. I definitely want Christian Watson if he comes back to me. Christian Watson or Roman Dunze. And if they both don't come back to me, I will consider Pollard. Okay, Pollard goes. So I think the kick is going to agree with me that Roman Dunze is the selection there. I think it's just you can explain away a lot of the bad stuff about Rome. And he's got some really nice elements to his prospect profile. And, he's had a couple of rough years in the league, but I think this is the year. Because he's going to get scripted around in this offense, and it's a little bit more streamlined than it was last year with DJ Moore not being there. I have high hopes for both Adunze and Burden in this offense. And he's a good receiver that covers my bias effectively. Yeah, pretty decent start. I don't know. I mean, obviously, if Hurts comes back, I would love a Hurts 79. He's the last of the elite quarterbacks, really. I mean, maybe I could consider Caleb. Obviously, we'd much rather have Hurts. Hurts just went. I was like, where'd Hurts go? Yeah. Now we're in the very mediocre receiver tier. Huh. It feels like it went faster. Bad receivers. Maybe it's because I've been drafting Batch Bros Brawls off stream that I'm like, where'd all the good players go? Because there's a whole extra set of people that have to draft their players. Whole extra 6 of them. So where'd all the good players go? To other people. Yeah, Caleb comes back to us. I think I'll take him. I doubt I doubt Neil takes him. It seems like that would be a strange one. I don't know, it feels bad to take Dobbins here. I do like Dobbins. I think his profile is really nice for this contest, and this is the type of room that I'd want him in, where I have a Travion to kick it into gear at the end of the year. But I don't know. Neil goes RJ Harvey. How much Caleb Williams do I have? I've taken one share of Caleb Williams. Now we'll take J.K. Dobbins. Let's trust our ranks. Let's trust what's going on, and trust that we don't need a stacked quarterback in this contest. Could it be nice? Sure, but we don't need it. And I think, like, if Caleb does really well, he'll be carrying along other people that aren't Odunze, and Odunze can absolutely hit at cost without Caleb like nuking over the course of a season. So should be good. Godwin, Pierce go off the board. Pierce again. Have we gotten any like information from camp on what's going on with Pierce? Ooh. Has that always been like that? No. Interesting. And then if I do this, sorry, yeah, okay. So if I resize the window, it resizes like what it shows on stream. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. Any news on Alec Pierce? Doesn't look like it. Good to know. So my ranks say Jaden Reed or a quarterback. Psychic is telling me to pull Harold Fannin up. I don't know about that. That seems like a wild reach. I will gladly take Prescott if he falls to me, though. You know, get to annoy Eagles fans. Darn. He goes. Kick says Harold Fannin, which is just comedy. There's no way I'm taking Harold Fannin on this team. Like, not at this pick. Let's go Jaden Reed. Continue bolstering this receiving core. This is actually a good Mahomes team. I like that jump from the sidekick. And at 101, I should be able to get him at my next pick, hopefully. I might be able to get him at my next pick, which would be cool. Get Mahomes there. Again, I love how I'm like, no, I'm going to take Jaden Reed over Harold Fannin, and the sidekick like throws a fit and is like, now we won't recommend him. Actually, what the sidekick's doing is like, I'm assuming, is saying you need quarterback points. Please, for the love of God, get a damn quarterback. Which I agree with. I will be getting a quarterback. Don't you worry, Mr. Kick. Well, I wonder how the kickstand has been going for people. I haven't looked at it, but I am interested to see if people have been liking that, if that's been helpful tool, because I like the Sim rankings is obviously really nice for the sidekick, but it is also just nice to have the tool up, have ADP up, or just have my ranks up here and be able to go, oh, okay, I can look at, a bunch of things easier. I think that's the sort of thing that would like really help my mother draft. She's been drafting with spreadsheets. And I think that a lot of that information could be found on the sidekick for her, and that might be nice. All right, so the kick is saying Kyler or Bo Nix. All the quarterbacks I wanted sort of went, which was only 3. But I am looking at Fannin if he comes back. I don't want to take Addison. I'm interested in Fannin if he comes back. If he comes to me. I don't really want to take Murray. Yeah, let's take Fannin. If we're taking Murray, we're going to take him at the next pick. It's funny that it just like has random like Wino Robinson's really good, but you need a quarterback. Wino Robinson's really good. And I sort of agree. If I don't get this next tier of quarterbacks, I'm not sure I agree with Baker Mayfield. But if I don't get one of these three guys, I'm definitely going to be looking at taking a receiver. I probably would go Worthy. Wino's good. Don't get me wrong. Especially early in the season, you expect him to have a really big role there. I don't know. People are like saying that Calvin Ridley is something. But if Calvin Ridley is something and Wandale is something and Carnell Tate is something, then is Tennessee going to be good? Is that what you're betting on? Is Tennessee going to like actually be a good offense? I don't particularly want to be putting my season on whether or not Tennessee is going to be a good offense. That does not feel sustainable. That does not feel like something I want to be doing. So I try not to. Yeah, 114 will happily take either Bo Nix or Kyler. Probably would take Bo Nix to even out the exposures a little bit, but be happy to take either. Yeah, once one of them gets past, like I really doubt that this guy, Scotty Willis, is going to take a quarterback. Oh no, you took my one good pick. Oh no, now I have to take a quarterback. Yeah, so I'd probably take Nix over Kyler here, especially since I'm already a little bit worried about my week 6 stuff. And I don't think Kyler and Bo Nix project meaningfully different over the course of the season. So I'm assuming this guy's not going to take Bo Nix here. If he does, I'll take Kyler and sort of shrug. But why? Why do I say things? That's annoying. Damn it! Really? After drafting Lamar and Trevor, you think that Bo Nix is the right selection? Really? That's frustrating. That is frustrating. Damn. All right. Well, yeah. So we really can't be picking up more week 6 stuff. I don't think it's funny. I mean, it's all 3 different offenses, but and we got 3 11, 3 6s, and 2 10s. I'm less worried about the 11s and the 10s, both because they're later in the season and because they're spread out over different position groups. Like week 6, I still only have Adunze and Reed as my 2 wide receivers. That don't feel great. That don't feel great at all. Really? Chris Rodriguez is going at 123. That seems late. Like I know we all think that Tootin is just going to be amazing, and he should be. I really think he will be, and I certainly hope so. But Chris Rodriguez, at this point in time, still could be the lead back there, and getting a lead back at 123 in the Eliminator would be awesome. Yeah, I mean, who are the running backs he goes around? Tyrone Tracy, disgusting. Keaton Mitchell, disgusting. Woody Marks, Algier, Chris Rodriguez is in a better offense and has more chance to be the starting running back, and he's going. I mean, not around Algier. He is going 2 rounds ahead of Algier. But who's the last running back taking? Like he's going right next to Tracy, right behind Aaron Jones and JCM. I guess that's just where we're taking these guys. Seption goes. My ranks say Rodriguez. The kick says Rodriguez. My mind says Rodriguez, and that's probably the end of that running back room. Walker, Travis Etienne, Travion Henderson, J.K. Dobbins, Chris Rodriguez. That feels like a finished running back room. And I feel pretty good about it. Like you have 1 pick for juice really later in the season. You have a little bit of guys that you're expecting production to be front loaded, and then guys that you expect to be good all season. Like that's a running back room that is taking care of all of the season in its points allocation, with a little bit of front weighting. Yeah, we need to get quarterback situated. Yeah, we can't take Willis. Yeah, Stroud, Darnold, Jones, Cam Ward would be fine by me. Please, someone sign Stephon Diggs. Actually, I'm going to keep taking him, whether or not he signs. So I prefer that he signs later, so his price just keeps getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. It'll be beautiful. It'll be great. Because I know myself, I will not be able to stop taking Diggs because I just really have faith that he is going to rise if/when better pastures come for him. When he has that beautiful, beautiful money that contract is going to give him that he deserves. Let's do some team reviews. So the one slot has Gibbs, Javonte, Judkins as their running backs, Collins, McLaurin, Metcalf, and Wilson as their receivers, Ferguson and Andrew as their tight ends, and Hurts and Dart as the quarterbacks. Probably decent chance they don't get a third quarterback. With that, you're probably going to need more receiver firepower, especially because I think Michael Wilson's nothing. But even when you think Michael Wilson's good, you're going to want more receiver firepower. You haven't really pushed too much on running backs. I think it's a pretty good team, in all honesty. Alrighty, we are. That's really interesting. I don't know if I actually, let me rephrase. I know for a fact I don't agree with past self going Ward over Stroud. I may take Ward over Stroud on this team. No, I want to take Stroud because Stroud leaves open Rodgers as a better third quarterback. Yeah. Jacoby Brissett going at the man, this man is getting his guys. This man is getting his guys. He's like, I gotta believe that Arizona's good, which is fair. Yeah, I mean, the more I'm looking at it, the more I do really like Neil's team. You know, getting that Willis, Etienne correlation. You know, I don't love Loveland, but you know, if you're going to build around him, this is the right way to do it. Willis and Daniels feels like a pretty decent quarterback room. Running backs, I think, are still a little bit speculative. Like this definitely requires A-Chain being really good, McCaffrey staying healthy. Like if either of the, like you need both of those things to happen. If either of those are even in question during parts of the season, that's going to be a problem for this team. But yeah, I think he's got a really good team going on there. Psychic's recommending some of my favorite players. You know, Hunter. Ooh, Hunter Henry, Travis Hunter, and Juwan Johnson. Yeah, it's saying you really will want a tight end, but Travis Hunter is so good that doesn't matter. I think my 26% Travis Hunter like already shows that I agree. I don't know if I need to reach up and grab him for that. Got Keaton. Yeah. Strange. I don't know about Strange. Daniel Jones goes. That's who I would have picked. Kick says receiver. I will click Brenton Strange, I think I do need a tight end. I think there's a difference between Strange and people later. Yeah, I think I want a Rodgers here to round out this quarterback room and probably a late tight end. So we'll be, 3, 5, 7, 3. I mean, that's going to be a little bit light on receivers, but not like crazy. Should be okay. I mean, I guess Gino's also fine. Yeah, Gino should be okay. If we have to use him as a third quarterback. It's the nice thing about not having 13 or 11 buys at the quarterback position is I don't really have to worry about them being gone. It's another interesting build. 1-3-7-2 with Tucker Kraft and George Kittle. Receivers being Jefferson, Wilson, Brian Thomas, Ricky Pearsall, Jalen Coker, Shaheed, and Jalen Naylor. Okay. Running backs, like I thought the start was really good. Just really trusting that. Jonah Coleman's an interesting one. Jonah Coleman, we're going to be getting a lot of information on here soon. So that's probably going to really inform people. Wow, we're just drafting. We are just drafting quarterbacks at like random places, like really correlating our quarterbacks and our tight ends. Like this is fascinating. Yeah, Rodgers is the last quarterback that I'm like comfortable saying I'm very confident starts, or like I'm pretty sure starts the entire season. Hunter is really good though. And I don't think Hunter's getting past Neal twice, but I think I just have to accept that and say I cannot deal with this quarterback room not having a third competent quarterback in it. I can find other receivers. I cannot find. This is the last stop for competent quarterback play, at least that I am certain of at this point in the offseason. Yeah. Feel pretty confident about that. So my hope for the next couple rounds is that it goes receiver, 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 none of which have week 6 buys. And then we'll end out with a tight end, maybe like if we can get a Pat Freiermuth late or something like that. That would feel good. We get Debo, Calvin Ridley showing up. This is like Jerry Jeudy time. I was listening to the projections podcast with Gretsch and the ETR guys, and I'm more in on Jerry Jeudy from it. I'm just like, yeah. Just because it's the Browns does not mean that they're not going to have an offense. They're going to have some offense. They will have offensive plays being ran. And Jeudy is probably still nominally their number one receiver. So, especially early in the season, he's more likely to like continue to have that role, I would guess. I think he's a much safer bet than Calvin Ridley. I mean, you're taking these receivers down here. They're not safe, but they can be safer. I think Jeudy has a really good chance to show up in a way that you're not like excited about, but you're like, oh yeah, that score hit my lineup. You know, and that's really all that I'm asking from him is to occasionally hit my lineup. That's all I'm asking for. Like, especially, I'd love for you to hit my lineup on week 6. Need you guys to hit my lineup on week 6. But other than that, in the other weeks, I'd really appreciate it if you hit my lineup once or twice. Otherwise, if T. Higgins has a bad game or something like that. And I think Jerry Jeudy can, especially early in the season. Got Darnell Mooney. Jesus Christ. Some people, man. Some people just have very interesting ideas on what a good team is. Oh, wow. Oh, this guy got shut out at quarterback. Just has May. Now has May and Tua. He's going to need a third one. That doesn't have a week 11 bye. That feels like if Doza hasn't gone yet, maybe that's a good Mendoza team because you're pretty sure Mendoza's going to be starting by that point. But yeah, that feels bad. That doesn't feel good. Kick is saying Calvin Ridley. Where does my ranking have Calvin Ridley? I buried his ass. I buried his ass. No, I need to go player. Let's go Wix. Yeah, Wix is pretty good. Where the fuck? Stupid ass. There we go. Ridley goes immediately after to Neil, building out his team. Yeah, Pat Frymuth is exactly who I was thinking as the third tight end for my team. I think he's another person that I've been more in on after listening to the AFC North projection podcast. He's pretty good. And he's gone. Where is? I have to look later at my. Actually, I can pull it up another tab. I can leave this on the board for you guys, and I can figure that out in another tab. Let's go NFL. And search for Calvin Ridley. We have him. Not ranked. I don't see him ranked. Is he legitimately not ranked? He is legitimately not ranked. That's probably wrong. That's probably incorrect. That seems like an input error. Let's put him. Let's put him right around Cooper Cup. I'm surprised how much I've nuked Stribling and Bernard. Oh wow, I accidentally nuked, really nuked Stribling. And I got George Filani because I was in the other tab, futzing around. That's annoying. I didn't need another running back. I needed a tight end. I think that is taking my tight end luxury pick. I mean, Helani's a great pick. I love Helani. I think even in this running back room, he has a chance of adding points. So I'm not that upset about it. However, I'm definitely needing another wide receiver here. I mean, last round Tank Dell is not crazy. I don't like Ted Hurst on this team. Christian Kirk, they said, I saw something about him being injured at camp. I'm not sure I want to be in on that. So I'm looking at Tank Dell or Jalen Knoll at this point are my two big guys that I'm thinking about. Yeah. This guy just does not have a quarterback week 11, which is very funny. Despite having 4 quarterbacks, does not have a quarterback week 11. Which, I guess you're saying week 11 is my time. Which, fair. Yeah, I have a lot of Keenan Allen. I do not have a lot of Keenan Allen in the Eliminator, though. And, Keenan Allen, if he gets signed, if things go right, that could be really nice. It could be really nice. He also could be a 0 the entire season. In a way that Tank Dell and Jalen Knoll are probably not. I think we're going to swing for the fences. Grab ourselves a Keenan Allen share. And, hopefully he doesn't line up poorly with the buys. I feel like this is a fine team. I'm not super proud of it. But it's good enough. I think we invested too much in the running back room a little bit with the Helani pick. But, only a little bit. Your round 17 pick doesn't really move the needle that much. But we have good players that I'm really excited about. So I think it was pretty good. Hello, Chad. It's good to see you. I appreciate the you stopping in. This is unfortunately a short stream. I do have to go after the one draft, but it's good to see people. I'll be back streaming on the regular times, and that starts tomorrow late night. I might need to put this on Twitter, but I might be moving that up a little bit now that I'm on the East Coast. Start at 10 o'clock at night instead of midnight, but I'll keep people informed. But for now, it's been a great time. I will see you guys later.